So this is from P&K Stone, and it is for rock aggregate. So all of this is at the origin price. For 3/8, it's $17.50. For 5/8, it's $17.50. For 1 inch, it's $8. For 1.5 inch, it's $8. For 3/8 inch screenings, it's $8. For rock screenings, it's $8. For riprap, it's $22. Bid is not subject to price escalation. And he does have down here screened decomposed granite, 4.75, county blend, $8. I'm
Not sure what that
Not
is.
sure what
But
that is
does it indicate if those are granite granite 3/8 or 5/8?
It does not.
Okay. It may be either one.
All right, and that was P&K.
Interested to see what county blend is.
Yeah.
Can you keep it good?
Oh, thank you.
This is Big City Concrete, Judge.
I think that county blend is mesquite and oak, isn't it?
I like
Oh,
that
no,
cotton
that's
in
smoking
there.
chip. Never mind. Yeah.
All right, so from Big City Concrete, got 1.5 inch type D, $12 a ton, and 2.5 inch grade 1 and 2 flex base, but there's no amount. I guess it's also $12 a ton.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's all cement,
That's,
recycled cement.
yeah.
and bid is not subject to price escalation.
Here is a new one for us, or not a new one, just had not bid in a long time until we reached out to them, and it was Martin Marietta.
All right, so as Commissioner Watts said, Martin Marietta, for 3/8 inch, it's $27.65 a ton. For 5/8 inch, it's $27.50 a ton. For 1.5 inch, it's $10.50 a ton. And he's got an additional item here at the bottom, number 67. I don't know what that means. $24.35 a ton.
May need a minute to revive your coordination.
Judge,
Does it?
Yes. Okay, we're paused. I think our IT folks also lost consciousness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
love technology when it works.
I can't believe they went over 25.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yankee, we won't need our belly dumps anymore. We can go back to wheelbarrows.
That's all we can afford.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure glad I did 20 miles last year.
Man,
I won't be able to do
yeah.
that. I'll be lucky to do 10.
What was it when you came on the court?
About 850.
Yes, in that,
Yeah.
that range. Yeah, 12 is
12 was high, but
high, but
in 20 it was around 850, $8.
We're running out of rock.
We're not running out of money.
It's global warming.
But I don't blame them. I mean, the state will buy everything they have.
yeah. You know, it's funny you say that about running out of rock. When you stop and think about it, every ton we've hauled out there over however many years we've been doing this is still there.
Yep.
In
Yeah.
some
Just like
form.
water.
Yeah, just like water. It's still there.
Still
Yeah.
there.
Do you remember when they were running out of concrete?
Well, yeah, they're still
That's when the
short.
concrete, went up.
Well, they're still rationed.
Well,
I
they're-
talked to the guys about a week ago and
They
they
just
said,
went up. January the 1st, they're
Yeah.
going up again.
yeah, they're getting what they need to run, but they are rationed, which is, if you go to the Dallas
It's
Fort Worth
not from a
Metroplex, you'll
shortage.
understand why.
It's
Yeah.
because they're using it all day.
They are using a bunch
Well,
of
that's a
it.
type of shortage. Just supply and demand, baby.
Mhm.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Martin,
we actually tried some of that artificial like man-made rock some years ago. And, I think we've seen it at the conferences. It's kind of an interesting deal. It's got a little different look to it.
What do they do? Make it out of dirt or something?
I'm not exactly sure
I
what the
think
process
it's made out
is.
of, like at a pug mill, a glorified big pug mill where they can form it into a pellet of
Pellets.
some type.
Out of
Now, I think, Martin Marietta had mentioned, Judge, that they,
Okay. All right, so just feel like a sportscaster here. To recap what we have had happen since the stream failed and was not on. Court came in at 10:01 a.m. We started public comments at 10:03 a.m. Commissioner Watts advised everyone that Texoma Community Group? No. Yeah, Texoma Community Group property auction is currently underway for 4 properties and that will close on December 31st. Dave Hansard of Wichita Falls Embalming Service advised the court that Wichita Falls Embalming Service has been purchased by Asbury Mortuary and Cremations of the Southwest. And then I reminded everyone that our next court date would be December 29th, but due to posting requirements and holiday, we would need everyone to turn in agenda items by Thursday, close of business. Public comments were closed at 10:08. Consent agenda had multiple changes. So consent agenda item number 3, language was added that this would be paid from Department 490 in the 2024 budget. Item number 12 was pulled off of the consent agenda. Item number 18 was pulled off of the consent agenda. A motion was made by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham to approve the consent agenda, and that was voted yes, 5-0. Under general business, the motion, no, that one was 5-0.
Bills.
Under general business, the item number 1, the regular bills were approved for payment on a motion by Commissioner Beecham that was seconded by Commissioner Mahler. That was approved 4-0 with 1 abstention by Commissioner Fincannon. Which brings us to item number 2, which is open and take action as necessary on road material bids. We have opened up bids from P&K Stone. Their bid was for 3/8 inch cover, $17.50 a ton, 5/8 inch, $17.50 a ton. 1 inch run was $8 a ton, 1.5 inch was $8 a ton. 3/8 inch screenings was $8 a ton, rock screenings were $8 a ton, riprap was $22. And there were 2 additional items for screened decomposed granite at $4.75 and county blend at $8. We also opened up a bid from Big City Crushed Concrete for 1.5 inch crusher, type D at $12 a ton, and 2.5 inch crusher for $12 a ton. Both of those bids were not subject to escalation. Which brings us to Martin Marietta. And their bids were for 3/8 inch cover, $27.65 a ton, 5/8 inch cover, $27.50 a ton, 1.5 inch crusher was $10.50 a ton, and number 67 was $24.35 a ton. And that is, yes, that is subject to price escalation. All right. Let's go live to the field.
And a couple of people picked on Commissioner Beecham for
Yeah.
jealous of his Christmas.
this
jacket.
one,
Yeah.
Judge, is from Zach Burkett.
All right. All right, so Zach Burkett for asphalt We've got Origin 105, and then delivery to Wichita Falls 126.60, 129.60 to Valley View, 128.70 to Iowa Park, 129 to Burke, 132.60 to Electra. For hot lay, $94 at Origin, $98.65 to Wichita Falls, $102.50 to Valley View, $99.50 to Iowa Park, $99.50 to Burke, $103.25 to Electra. For cold lay, $90 a ton at Origin, $111.60 to Wichita Falls, $114.60 to Valley View, $113.70 to Iowa Park, $114 to Burke, $117.60 to Electra.
That is the price per ton
That is the
delivered.
price per ton delivered.
Okay.
For aggregate, 3/8 inch cover, $25 a ton at Origin. Delivery to Wichita Falls, $46.90. Valley View, $49.60. Iowa Park, $48.70. $49 to Burke, $52.60 to Electra. For 5/8 inch cover, it's $28 at Origin, $49.60 to Wichita Falls, $52.60 to Valley View, $51.60 to Iowa Park, $52 to Burke,
At Origin was what, Judge?
$28.
20.
$55.60 delivered to Electra. For 1 inch crusher, $9 at Origin, $27.60 to Wichita, $31.50 to Valley View, $30.60 to Iowa Park, $30.90 to Burke, $36 to Electra. For 1.5 inch crusher, it's $8 at Origin, $26.60 to Wichita, $30.50 to Valley View, $29.60 to Iowa Park, $29.90 to Burke, $35 to Electra. 3/8 inch screenings, $8.50 at Origin, $27.10 to Wichita, $31 to Valley View, $30.10 to Iowa Park, $30.40 to Burke, $35.50 to Electra. For rock screenings, $8.50 at Origin, $27.10 to Wichita, $31 to Valley View, $30.10 to Iowa Park, $30.40 to Burke, $35.50 to Electra. For riprap, $22 at Origin, $41.85 to Wichita, $46 to Valley View, $45 to Iowa Park, $45.30 to Burke, $50.80 to Electra. For 3/8 inch pea gravel from the Smith Pit, it's $15 at Origin, $33.60 to Wichita, $33.90 to Valley View, $33.90 to Iowa Park, $36.30 to Burke, $37.20 to Electra.
Does it give a size on the pea gravel?
3/8.
3/8. And
Why
this
is
is
rip wrap more expensive than gravel?
They got 5/8 more expensive than 3/8 too. Doesn't make any sense.
I think it'd be the opposite. Does a ton of rip wrap weigh more than a ton of? I really, that seems odd to me.
This bid is not subject to price escalation. I mean, my guess is that it's probably due to just supply and demand again. but-
It's very thorough bid.
Judge, in your update there, you didn't tell us whether if Buffalo was still scoring on the Cowboys.
Oh,
That one's from DeLisi, Judge.
all right. So from DeLisi. All right. For 3/8 inch cover, $22.55 at Origin. 5/8 inch cover, $22.35 at Origin. For 1 inch crusher run, $11.30 at Origin. 1.5 inch crusher, $11.10. 2.5 inch crusher, $11.10. For rock screens, $10. And then rip wrap, they have available 12 inch, 18 inch, 24 inch, 30 inch, 36 inch. It's $30.25 a ton at Origin. And this bid is not subject to price escalation.
What was the 3/8 and 5/8?
$22.55 for 3/8, $22.35 for 5/8. And they do make sure to indicate that that's only as available.
Next is for hauling only.
All right, and this is from Randy Catlin for hauling only, $2.92 per mile rock aggregate.
Is that one way or both ways?
Both ways. And the last one, Judge, is for steel culverts from Contact out
Oh,
of
hold on,
Siemens.
hold on. Okay, so that's the end of our road material bids.
Motion to take under advisement. Second.
I'll yeah, this is a different one, isn't it?
Got a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham to take under advisement. We have any discussion or questions on the motion or the item? All right, motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Item number 3 is open and take action as necessary on still culvert bids.
From, only one received from Contact in Seymour.
All right. So as Commissioner Watt said, it's from Contact Engineered Solutions. All right. All right, so for 2 2/3 inch by 1/2 inch corrugated, 16 GA diameter, I'm just gonna do number, diameter, and then the price. $10.02.
That,
six?
that was for 12 inch?
That was for 6-inch diameter for 2 2/3
Okay,
That's,
times 1.5 inch.
okay.
this is just
Corrugation.
thickness of the metal,
Yeah.
the 16 gauge, but
So 6-inch is 10.02, 8-inch is 12.08, 10-inch is 14.10, 12-inch is $21, 15-inch is 24.02, 18-inch is 30.75. That's 16 gauge. 14 gauge, 18-inch is 36.90. 21-inch, 16 gauge is 34.85. 14 gauge is 43.05. 24-inch diameter, 16 gauge is 38.95. 14 gauge, 38.95. 30-inch diameter for 16 gauge is 49.20, and 14 gauge is 61.50. 36-inch diameter for 16 gauge is 59.45. 14 gauge, 73.80. 42-inch diameter, 16 gauge, 69.70, and then 14 gauge, 86.10. 48-inch diameter, 16 gauge is 77.90, 14 gauge is 98.40, and then 54-inch diameter, 16 gauge is 102.50, 14 gauge 125.05. And then for metal ends section 6-to-1 slope beveled ends, 12-inch diameter is 173.61, 15-inch 240.28, 18-inch 345.83, 21-inch 440.63, 24-inch 547.92, 30-inch 838.89, 36-inch $1,197.92, 42-inch $1,172.94. This bid is subject to price escalation after the first month.
we've had no other bids on steel, have we?
That was the only bid we received.
So might as well make a motion to approve it. There's no other.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Watts to approve the Contact Engineered Solutions bid. Do we have any questions on the motion or the item? All right, motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
In the old days, you would buy a culvert, and put it in and build a house. Now you buy a culvert, and I guess you have to live in it for what it, you know, what that, God, it's costing a lot of money to do anything anymore. Serious.
All right, general business item number 4, motion to amend Department 238 maximum salaries budget for 2024 to read as follows. For position number 1, title records manager, bi-weekly $1,356.15 for 2024 annual, $35,260. That's an increase of $2,500 from the 2023 budget. Position number 2, so an imaging clerk, bi-weekly is $1,383.08. 2024 annual, that's $35,960. That's an increase of $3,200 from the 2023 budget. This one I will own the mistake on. Back in the summer, in discussions with Annette about both the county clerk budget and the salaries and the records management salaries, she had sent this increased amount. I had missed it. let me explain it a little bit, and then she can jump in if I've missed anything. So she got rid of a position from 2023 to 2024 and took the salary amount that position went away and dispersed that among county clerk and records management amount number. And these amounts, right now, the amount's $700 less than the amount of that salary that was gotten rid of. So this is actually to bring that up to the full amount that was gotten rid of in the salary. She did request it. I said it would go in the budget, and in the midst of multiple emails and everything, just didn't get it put in there.
So that's
And to
a county
clarify, it's
clerk and
only
not,
700 more
Yes.
than what was
We have
already
approved,
approved.
sorry, so what we have approved, thank you. What we have approved was an increase of $2,000 for position 1 and $2,500 for position 2. This would be increasing that position 1, $500 over what we've already approved in the budget, and $200 for position 2 of what we've already approved in the budget. So it's a net difference of $700 more than what we've already approved. Thank you.
is the department number wrong?
No, the department number is correct. This is in records
238
management.
Records,
Yeah,
It is 238.
okay,
Yeah,
not in the county clerks,
No.
yeah.
okay,
motion to approve.
second.
Thank you, Cheryl.
I saw some looks.
Yeah.
That was clear as mud.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening. And again, if anyone's unclear, I'll be happy to
No, it's,
explain that. Okay.
makes sense now.
All right, so we have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon to amend the Department 238 maximum salaries to reflect what's in the table there. Any questions or comments on the motion or the item itself? Okay, the motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Annette, now that we've already done it, did you want to say anything else on that, or did that? Okay. So going along with that one, we've got item number 5, which is a motion to amend the 2024 budget to move $2,000 to salaries and benefits from supplies and operations for Department 238 for increased salaries and fringe benefits. So with the change that we just approved in 4, we need to move a little money from supplies and operations to salaries to cover the salary increase itself and then extra fringe.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we got a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon to amend the 2024 budget to make that move. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, the motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 6, discuss, consider, and/or take action to appoint Commissioners Court Investment Committee members. Who wants to, I don't remember who brought this one. Cheryl, did you bring this one?
Yeah, because the Commissioner Fincannon and Watts are subject to roll off. They're on a
No.
2-year term.
No, me.
Huh? No,
No.
you both have served 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you said for
oh,
Fincannon and
Fincannon,
Watts.
sorry,
Yeah.
I was looking at him. It's Beecham and Watts are due to roll off, so.
Do they both roll off at the same time, or they
So
stagger?
initially, it was gonna be a 1-year term for Commissioner Beecham, but due to the changeover with, new judge coming in, for stability purposes, last year y'all voted to keep Beecham for the extra year. So, yes, they're both due to roll off.
Are y'all both willing and
Yeah,
want to
I mean,
serve
we've
again?
both been trained, so, and
You
I
should.
wanna keep my training up, so I think Jeff.
Make a
does too.
motion to accept Mr. Watts and Mr. Beecham to the investment committee.
I'll second. They like it.
It's really up to y'all. I mean,
Are we gonna induce the stagger as we move forward, or will we?
That's the way it
remain-
was supposed to
It
be
was-
every year.
yeah, it was kind of, it's not really written into the policy like that. It was written in the motion originally to do that. It's really up to you guys. I think a stagger would be good,
I
but
agree. Who has been on longer?
they're
We
both
both,
on
we
the
started
same
at the same
time.
time, so,
Well, I think maybe we
but,
Creation of the committee, it
Mhm.
was,
Okay.
that's when we started.
but there's there's an extra time commitment and training commitment involved in this, so.
Yeah, there's,
I went to the public finance workshop back in October and November that was dealing with a lot of this stuff. It is a time commitment. So do we wanna stagger? I think
Yeah.
would be a good idea to do that.
So you never have two new.
Yeah.
That was the intent
that is the
originally.
intent, that is correct.
Would we want to do it?
Well, you'll
by-
have to modify the policy,
Yeah.
which was on here as well, but we
Oh, yeah,
need
we-
to.
we
see
can go
It
that.
just says 2-year term, so we can do it with a motion and then,
Well, why don't we do this today? We can, we can appoint the members today, and then if we wanna
Go back
amend the
and
policy at a future date
sure, yep.
to stagger it, we can do that.
Yep.
Put it on for the next Commissioners Court, and I got it in before Friday. To amend the policy.
Well, cause we can always amend it next year when we go to, cause we have to adopt that policy annually. So.
Yeah, and
That's
that'd
true.
still
That's
be
true.
terms.
Then you have.
We can
to-
draw lots too.
Well, we
at the
have
time.
That's exactly how we used to do.
Yeah.
Put it on for the
committees.
first Commissioners Court
That's
of the
how-
year.
That's how the
We'll-
appraisal district's
put a
election's
policy.
gonna work,
You
drawing
draw
lots
one
on
or
the
two.
elected to see
That's
what
right.
term they serve.
Yeah. At some point, that's the only way to do it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, we've got a motion by Commissioner Mahler, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon, to appoint Commissioner Beecham and Commissioner Watts to the Commissioners Court, or to the Investment Committee. We have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 7, I am going to pull down today. We still need to, I was talking to Melvin about this morning, need to do some double checking on what the actual agreement language is gonna say and to make sure we keep the court and Commissioner Mahler out of trouble. He's trying to do a good thing by essentially donating land or offering land to the county to use for road storage, but we need to make sure we don't run afoul of any conflict of interest or anything like that. So talked to Melvin, think we both felt comfortable with pushing this a little bit while we get,
Side
And
exactly right.
Melvin, there's another agreement that I was telling Barry that in filing Willie's stuff that he passed down to me, there is a farm back to the west of Barry's
We never
that,
did that.
Is that
was-
the one that Nancy gave me a copy of?
was,
Is that
did
the
you just
one
give
that you
that
gave
to
me a
me?
I
copy
gave
of
it to him
that?
the day you showed it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that
Well,
one.
and the reason this came up is that our equipment's getting bigger, we're landlocked at our yard in Iowa Park. And
Yeah.
it's, now that we're using belly dumps and stuff, it's hard to get around. And also, one thing that's always bothered me about putting materials on that yard, first of all, it's inside the city limits. We don't have any separation from the neighbors as far as noise and dust and all that. And the other thing is you're crossing a busy rail line and a couple of major intersections. And gosh, I don't like running equipment across the railroad track if you can avoid it. So this would be a simpler deal. We've got it out there, and I put the $20 per acre deal down. That kind of covers the property taxes on that property. So just to use it as long as we wanted to. But I'm anxious to look at that. I didn't even know that we had that. It's been lost in the files, so we need to look at that.
does anyone have an objection to me pulling that item off the agenda today? Okay.
No, but we do need to move on it, Judge, because
Yes.
we'll begin that halt.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
Melvin's gonna work on it, and we're gonna try to get something in time for the Friday, the 29th session. Okay, that takes us to general business item number 8, discuss, consider, and/or take action to direct Harper Perkins to move forward with construction drawings for the renovation of the Iowa Park Annex. Commissioner Beecham?
Yeah, we had a meeting, last Thursday to finalize the floor plan for the Iowa Park Annex. All the parties were agreeable to the floor plan after much work, try to get to a final design. So we've already approved a project number and everything on this. It's already anticipated, so this is the next step in moving forward with that ultimate construction. So I'd make the motion to proceed.
And
Mark,
does-
one question, are we gonna address that parking lot deal, or are we gonna do that?
It's
as a
part of
separate
the project.
Part of it, I didn't know if that was the best way to handle that or not, but
And-
it needs to be addressed, so.
Does that also include, Mark, that partial where the constable and JP is, which are in a half building, that pulls that to a full building?
Builds it
Yeah,
out,
we
I think.
build out the backside,
Okay.
the back one quarter, it gets finished. That will, essentially, most of that will be a storage area for 4-H,
Right.
but it'll also contain their demonstration kitchen, which is part of the grander multi-purpose courtroom / classroom. So courtroom in the day, classroom at night, kind of thing.
Is that there is a alley behind that building, right? That goes all the way?
There's, it doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
It's
Goes across the
a
end of
pull
it.
in,
Yeah.
Okay,
but it's not really improved.
yeah.
Was there any estimated ballpark figures on that renovation?
It's estimated at $1 million.
That was the estimate done, I think that was the estimate that was here prior, at the end of 2022.
Yeah, right.
Because I remember when we talked about this in February, that's what, and that included parking lot work.
That does include parking lot work.
What,
That's permanent improvement, any out of art?
Yeah, the ARPA will be lost revenue, but we'll pay for that, yeah.
in the, final plan, Mark, do we have a increased area for early voting?
It does not change early voting other than finish changes in there. It'll still be in that corner room. So,
I know Owl Park for elections is probably gonna have to look at a larger area. I don't
Yeah,
think
we
they-
got a little crowded
we
this
don't have-
last
We
go
don't have
around
enough
there.
area right now, so we're gonna have to
Well,
look
There
for a
will
new
the
be some
location.
grocery store gave us permission if we want to
Which one?
look at that, Lowe's.
Oh,
there
to
will
do
be
it
some
then.
lobby expansion, so where the FSA was, part of that gets dropped back in order to have some in-hall waiting, seating, et cetera. So that might
Yeah.
help the situation. It's, I don't know if it'll solve it. I didn't go out to Owl Park and see what the volume was, so.
I was watching it pretty
But-
closely on election night, just to see, you know, kind of what the flow was. Of course, it's not what it's gonna be, because we are mid, you know, changing things up, but still, it was pretty busy around there
I
on
think they-
election night.
I think they only had 3 machines, and they'll
Yeah,
probably shoot to have 8
I'm gonna
for,
say they
For
did
the
for
run
primary?
that,
for this primary.
yeah.
So it'll be a,
That'll speed the process up
but you don't have,
considerably.
you gotta have room to put them.
And I think-
Well, it's getting so difficult to find voting locations both early and election day anymore. I mean, we've lost a lot of our opportunities, and that's something we're gonna have to
Yeah.
really pay attention to, because we've just, you know, we've pretty much taken the school deal out of the equation. Some of the churches are beginning to fall away for various reasons, so that's something we gotta really think about.
We should really consider moving them out for the upcoming elections anyway for construction.
construction.
So we're looking at moving the constable and JP out of the building during construction anyway, so.
So so we may need to be going ahead and trying to find alternate arrangements for
For
March.
voting, yeah,
and
that's true.
February.
Not so much March. I don't know that we'll be in full on,
Okay.
because
But for
we'll still
November
be in drawings.
and May,
Yeah, May and November. Safe bet to go ahead and look for alternatives.
Boy, March is not far off.
no.
Get right down to it.
All right, so we've got a motion by Commissioner Beecham. I don't have the second yet.
Second.
And seconded by Commissioner Fincannon to direct Harper Perkins to move forward with construction drawings for the renovation of the Owl Park Annex. Do you have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, the motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. And our very last Monday court. Receive update on courthouse renovation, elevator projects, and county courthouse annexes.
Well, let me start with the elevator. We'll change it up a little bit. Obviously, the elevator is not working. We did have a crew from TK on site as they were scheduled to be here on Wednesday.
Now, you're talking about the one in
The-
this building,
The new, or the remodel car in this building.
okay?
When they arrived, they said they were not here to do the final inspection. They were here to finish the job and get it ready for final inspection, that they still had much work to do. It's my understanding that they are complete and we're doing the final inspection this week. The final inspection, so we'll see. More to the story. Once we were able to get inside the elevator car, it was not complete. So even though we'll pass inspection, we're not gonna put it in service because the door hasn't been replaced. They're looking for the correct finishes for the door that were ordered, but somehow have not been installed.
Is that the interior door?
The interior, so
Okay.
I haven't seen it personally, Rick has, he's taken pictures and showed me that they took a stainless steel panel and used about 200 pop rivets and pop riveted it in place.
Hmm.
So we got industrial chic, we can open it up.
Hmm.
It'll be available if we need it,
Yeah.
but upon discussion, we thought it was best to go ahead and not turn it on, put it in operation until it looks like it's supposed to look. So, had they cooperated back in June when this all started, try to get an inspection, we would have known that, but we had no way to get into the car to even know that,
So we've been 6 months just trying to get an inspection,
pretty much. But
fast pace.
on another note, the gentleman that we have been working with all along, he is no longer with the Fort Worth office or no longer with the company one. I don't know. I was told two different things. So we have.
Is this the same guy that was working on the annex?
No, different. So,
Could be an improvement
yeah,
then.
that's, according to the guys that were here Wednesday, it's gonna be a definite improvement, so. And I'll say this for all the people that we've had out recently, they've been excellent to work with. The guys that are working on the annex elevator are tremendous. The guys that were here to finish up this job were tremendous. So I have no concerns in that area. It's just the runaround we've gotten at the office.
Any update on the hydraulic part for the annex?
Don't know that I have a recent update. I know they're working on it. But as far as everything else, flagpoles should go up at the annex, and the Wichita County Annex lettering will go up this week, or should go up this week. That's probably the bigger thing we have going on. There's a lot of odds and ends here at the courthouse, trying to finish everything up.
All right.
That's about it.
You have any questions, comments on this item? Okay. Before I adjourn us, wish everybody Merry Christmas. The courthouse will be closed on Monday, December 25th and Tuesday, December 26th. So if you've got business to take care of before Wednesday next week, get it done this week. With that, unless anyone has anything further, it is 10:55 and court is adjourned.